coming home, baby, now. I'm coming home now right away. I'm coming home, baby, now. I'm sorry now I ever went away. Every night and day I go and stay.
Welcome back to At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. More than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It is your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion and Yankton. And we are going to be talking some state track and field. It's a kind of a Cavalier conversation. Bonhomme Cavaliers, Claire Guthmiller, we had a big conversation, and she says that's the way I need to pronounce it. So I'm just going under orders. But Claire, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Well, I am too. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk with me. Really appreciate it. And I tell you what, nobody can introduce you better than yourself. Why don't you take a little moment just to tell us a little bit about you, your family, hobbies, interests, anything like that, and we're just going to move from there.
Yeah, I guess I'm a middle child of 5, and I guess my parents are David and Callie Guthmiller. But I've just grown up with all them and siblings. It's been fun. But I guess some hobbies I do, just running all the time, and then I play basketball in the winter. And a fun fact about me, I guess, is we're actually scuba certified, so that's always fun. We always go on vacation and go dive in the ocean. So.
Wow, scuba certified. So how long have you been that? Because are you a sophomore, going to be a junior? Is that right?
Yeah, I am going to be a junior. But me and my brother got certified in 2023. So I've been scuba diving since I was in like 7th grade.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how fun is that? I mean, that has to be pretty cool to go scuba diving, isn't it?
It is fun. It's so much fun. And all the creatures you get to see down there, and you wouldn't even realize what's down there till you're looking at all of it.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask. So how deep do you go, or how deep can you go safely, comfortably, for either yourself or what you legally can do or whatever?
The deepest I've gone is 75-ish feet.
Woo!
But there's different certifications, but mine's actually 60, but there's others that are 100 feet, and certain trainings you get so you can go deeper. But
wow, 75 feet. So what is that sensation like? Okay, so 75 feet, is the water still allowing light through, or is it starting to get dark down there?
No, the light is still shining, but it's weird. Some of the colors change, so you can't see reds when you get super far down, and purples start to fade too. So it's different the way the color schemes work, but no, there is still quite a bit of light.
Okay. All right. So what do you think, and maybe you don't even know the name of it, but even if you could describe it, what is the most interesting creature or entity, organism down there? It doesn't even have to be a fish or a sea creature. Maybe it's a flower of some sort. Or what is the most interesting thing that you've seen up close down there?
I've seen like these little arrowhead crabs, and like they're super tiny, and their face, like just looking at them, and their little eyes, like it's like they're a whole different creature and person down there, and you wouldn't even realize and stop to look at it.
All right, arrowhead crab, you said. Okay. Now, who do you go with, your brother, or whose idea was it to get scuba certified? Is it just the two of you, or are other family members certified as well?
So yeah, actually, my parents were certified first, and then me and him got certified, and my whole family is certified now. So yeah, it's kind of just a family hobby now.
All right. Now, okay, so I have a computer in front of me. An arrowhead crab, does it look like a daddy longlegs almost?
A little bit, yeah, it does.
That I get skittish. That would freak me out if I were down there. What would you think the first time you saw that?
I just thought it was really cute, but
that is so cool.
That, yeah.
All right, so okay, where is your favorite place that you've scuba dived?
Well, this last spring we went to Roatan, Honduras, and that was really cool. Just the coral formations and just all the mini creatures, yeah. But we also have been to Cozumel, which is really pretty down there, too.
That is so cool. Well, and see, that's why I ask the hobbies and interests, because that's what I love, too. We're going to talk running. We're going to talk all that, and we could talk for a while about that, but, man, that was so cool.
I know. It's kind of just random. You wouldn't think a girl from South Dakota knows how to scuba dive. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, now, is that something do you have the equipment, or do you just need to rent it, like, when you go?
We have the equipment, but
Wow.
when we fly down there or whatever, the shops have tanks and other stuff, too, that we don't bring.
Okay. So do you scuba around here at all, like in the lake or anything?
Me and my brother, we went spearfishing actually, and up by Chamberlain. So we have dove in the Missouri River. It's not as nice as the ocean, but
And
we have done that.
and wait a minute, you dropped it. You went spearfishing?
We went so underneath the dam by Chamberlain, right by the dam there. We just find a rock and wait for fish to come by and get one if you can.
That is so cool. All right. And I'm just going to tell you, it's the first time spearfishing or scuba diving have been discussed on my show. So we are breaking new ground here. That is awesome.
Oh, good.
And you said you're the middle child. Now, are your other brothers and sisters athletic as well, or are you kind of the outlier that way?
Well, I am in the sense of running, but my older brother, he did wrestling and track too, I guess, for a few years, and he also did football. But other than that, my siblings don't really do a lot of sports. Erica did when she was in middle school, my older sister, but other than that, I am kind of the oddball.
Okay. All right. Well, where did you get your athletic ability from then? Your mom, dad, or did it kind of skip a generation to bounce to you?
I think my dad, because he used to run track, but he was not a distance runner. He would run like 400s and sprints and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know where I got it from because none of my family runs.
Well, that is good. See, it's that is cool that you get to be kind of the unicorn of the family. That is awesome.
I know, right? Sometimes I come back from a run and I tell them what I ran, and they're like, "Why?" It's kind of funny. But,
no, I think that is awesome. Well, great. Well, man, that is so cool. Well, we're going to talk some more running at the end, but I always like to ask some icebreakers. Are you willing to answer a few?
Sure.
All right. Well, my first question is always, especially when somebody's going in to be a junior or a senior, have you thought about what you want to do after high school?
Yeah. So, my family farms. So I have obviously two older siblings, but I was wanting to come back to the farm and help out kind of along that sense too. I was looking into occupations where I could still be a part of the farm and could have my own maybe if Erica and Luke, my older siblings, take over more. So I was maybe thinking teaching too. So then in the summers and or whenever I'm not busy, I can help too.
Yeah. All right. So if you went into teaching, what would you want to teach? Have you thought about that?
Probably math, honestly. I love I don't know, I've always been good at math, and I just enjoy teaching other kids too in my class. Whenever they need help, I'm like, I got you. And I always grew up, we would play school in our house or whatever, and I'd boss around my younger siblings like I was a teacher. So.
All right. Well, see, I love hearing that. I'm an only child, so I can only boss myself around, and I was a horrible student. So, but I was a bad teacher too, so it worked out that way. But excellent. All right. Well, icebreakers. One final meal. What would you like to have?
It has to be something with potatoes, and I think, honestly, a good steak. You can never go wrong with a good steak and potatoes.
All right. Do you have a particular cut of steak in mind, and how would that be prepared?
Prime rib or a New York strip. Sorry, not prime rib.
Okay.
And it'd have to be medium rare.
Medium rare. All right. Because prime rib kind of, I will say this. I had a friend, and bless her heart, she had never had prime rib before, and we were at a Christmas party. Mm-hmm. And the prime rib came out, and, it's pretty pink. And she's like, it was just underdone. So she kept sending it back. I'm like, every time I cringed just a little bit more. But medium rare is still the cut, is still the way to go no matter what you're getting, because it just, you don't even have to have a ton of sauce. You don't have to have any sauce, right?
Yep, exactly. That's how I like it.
Yeah, see, and like I said, my dad, I love him to death, and he's a farmer, but he gets his done well. And I'm like, Dad, I
know.
I question our relationship right now, but I get over it. It, but yeah, medium rare is the way to go. Potato. What would you have for dessert?
Ooh, it'd have to be a cheesecake or something chocolate. I love chocolate.
Me too. I'm on a bit of a weight loss journey, so I've had to minimize the amount of chocolate that is around because I'm not, I'm just going to have a little nib or whatever they call them of Hershey's. I have the Hershey's bar, and now I've wasted a whole meal on chocolate, which was delicious, but not nutritious enough for me. So, all right, cheesecake and chocolate. You've got yourself a good final meal there. I like that. All right. Now, you can see any 3 musical artists from throughout history, so living or dead, live in concert. Who would you choose to see?
That's a hard question. I think I would choose maybe like Elvis Presley because he was so famous and it would just be fun to see him.
Okay.
Or like Def Leppard because just rock and roll would be fun to hear in concert.
All right.
And I guess I have to go with Taylor Swift because her concerts are amazing. So.
Have you been to a Taylor Swift concert?
No, I haven't, but I always see him. So.
Oh, yeah, you see him online. The Eras tour. I saw the end of era. Can't remember what that was on, if it was on Disney or whatever. But yeah, her tours seem amazing. But yeah, I have a feeling Elvis would be amazing. And Def Leppard, I like that one. I like that. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. Now, you can travel back one time to any point in the Earth's history and be guaranteed safe return. To when would you travel and why?
Oh, I think I would travel to maybe like the Pioneer homesteader area because it was like a hard era, but it'd be cool to see how like, because that's where all of our ancestors kind of are from and like what their thought process were when they were coming over and like making their own homes and lives in a new country. I think it'd be cool to like understand what they went through.
I love that idea. I love that thought. Plus, the guaranteed safety kind of makes it you could relax a little bit, even if there's a dysentery going through the wagon train. You're like, it's okay, you know.
Yeah, you can see how hard they work and be like, oh, I don't have to work this hard. I got to go back.
Exactly. No, love that answer. All right. Now, assume all of your basic life needs are met. So you have guaranteed basic levels of food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. And if a phone's important to you, you have a cell phone. Money is no object, but you can only buy one thing. What would it be?
I would buy a time-traveling machine.
All right. I like it. Because that way you can keep going back and finding these things. I love it. That's a perfect answer. A 12-hour flight. You can pick the one celebrity you're seated next to. Who would you want it to be?
Ooh. I think I would choose... I'm going to go with Taylor Swift because I'm curious how she writes her songs.
Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Taylor Swift. And, for all the haters out there, and I'm of an age I shouldn't have an opinion on Taylor Swift, but I feel like she would I think she's genuine enough that I don't think she's going to give you the cold shoulder. I think she would talk to you.
Yeah.
I feel like she's been from humble enough roots, so no matter what, I think she's not one of those that's going to give you the cold shoulder. So I like that answer. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Now, finally, as you go through life, and this could be a celebrity, it can be somebody closer to home, but as you go through life, who is someone or are some people that you hold up as examples and say, if I can live life like her or him, I'm going to consider myself a success. And that is however you want to qualify as a success.
I think just my grandparents, just watching them, how successful they were in their life and just their love for each other or just the way they carry themselves just through life, I guess. I don't know. That's always been a really good example to me and how I want to live life, I guess.
All right. And are they in this area? Are they still in this area?
Yes, kind of. My grandparents from my dad's side live in Sioux Falls now.
Okay.
And then my other grandparents on my mom's side, they're from actually by Sturgis.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Over by Sturgis. Okay, that's a ways. I like that, though. Cool.
Yeah.
So do you get to still see them fairly often,
Yeah, actually, they just came back for my brother's graduation. And then, we grew up with my grandparents, my dad's grandparents a lot. They lived like 5 miles from our house growing up, so we'd always go there. And whenever I'd help my dad in the morning, I'd just sneak inside to actually go with my grandma the whole day.
Oh, that's so cool. That is awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I don't know if you're expecting the icebreakers, but you did great. Thank you so much for that. And are you okay if we wrap up talking a little track and field?
Yes, of course.
All right. Excellent. So, I never know quite how to word this just because I hate the word expectations, but you've had a successful year. Was this something that was it on your radar that you could have this kind of success, or have you exceeded what you thought you could do this year?
I didn't think I was going to do this good, or at least make it state in 3 events, but I did have a really good season. And I guess we didn't have a full distance coach this year, So me and my friends kind of just pushed ourselves, and like we did have a coach that was helping us, but it was completely different, and we did not expect to do as well as we did for just pushing ourselves and working on everything we did on by ourselves, kind of. So that was kind of cool how far we got just by ourselves.
Well, definitely. And to be on the state leaderboard in both the 1600 and the 3200, that's quite a feat. And so, how excited are you just heading to the state meet? And is this your first state meet?
Oh, I'm so excited. But it isn't my first state meet. Last year I ran the 3200, but this year it was fun. I made all of them. Anyways, I am really excited though because I've been working at it all year, and I'm finally here. So
what events are you all in at the state meet?
I'm running the 1600, the 3200, like you said, and then I'm also running a 4x8 relay with my friends, so that'll be fun.
All right. Now, the 4x8, the 800, you don't always find distance runners, the 16 and 3200 meter runners that are good at the 800. I've always said the 800 is a distance for a sprinter and a sprint for a distancer. How do you have that extra energy where you're like, oh yeah, it's an 800. I don't need to worry. I've got enough sprinter speed that you do well, or is there a different mindset for running that versus the distance?
Oh no, I definitely understand what you're saying. There is a different mindset. Well, during like meets and stuff, when it's like, oh, I only have an 800 left, but then if you do it first, you're like, oh, I have an 800. I have to really kick it in gear. But I do enjoy kind of the different mix of speed, though. It's kind of fun just switching it up sometimes, and I guess pushing myself in a different way, kind of.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally understand. And what is the thing? Obviously, running and all that, but what is the thing about the state meet that you're looking forward to the most?
I guess just the environment. Running at Hardwood, it's so cool. You zone everything out, and it's just a completely different environment. It doesn't even feel like you're running. It goes by so fast.
Well, I bet it's exciting. So obviously you have that coming up, and we know you're going to go. Do you know where you're going to this summer to go scuba diving?
We might actually spearfish again.
Okay.
In Chamberlain this year, but
okay.
We're not sure yet for any family vacations or anything like that.
All right. Well, and I'm sure you've got plenty of farm work to do, don't you?
Oh, yes. You know it.
Now, let me ask you, because I grew up on a farm. Now, my dad was the farmer. I didn't do a ton, but I did some. I had stuff that I had to do. How has growing up on a farm helped frame what you do in athletics? Because I think there's a certain amount of discipline that goes with both, knowing that you need to put in the time, you need to put in the effort, and there isn't that guaranteed result. A farmer can do everything right, and if it doesn't rain, or hail comes at a bad time and the crop's gone, or something happens to the cattle. So obviously there's no guaranteed reward for the effort. Do you find there's a correlation between what goes on the farm and what you have to put into athletics?
Oh, yeah. It's like exactly what you said. It's always about, I guess my dad grew up or whatever, it's always been about hardworking and putting in the work and stuff, and I've always applied that to running too. But a sense of, yes, the faith, like that it's got to rain, it's like the work will pay off, and just kind of almost relying on Jesus too. Like I could not run without him, and just the mindset that you have to put into running too. You have to want that effort, and you have to put in the work.
Well, definitely. And what's your favorite part of farm life?
I just enjoy helping out, and I guess kind of the chaoticness. I grew up being chaotic, so it's fun on the farm, and yeah, it's fun just being a part of like knowing that you're giving back to the world too, and the food we're making.
Well, definitely. And I was having this conversation with my cousin. She's from this area, but she's a teacher down in Arizona, and she talks about how she is still amazed that it's not just something that you see online, that the kids and adults don't realize that farming has to exist for food. They just think, I go to the grocery store, I don't need a farmer. Yeah, you kind of do. And so it is amazing to be a part of that. And every day is different. There are some basic chores, but there's fixing tractors, there's fixing fence, there's doing this. It's a great lifestyle. So I'm so glad you're getting to be a part of that, and I'm so glad you're looking to maintain being a part of that. Well, Claire, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I really appreciate it. I just want to wish you the best of luck at state. And you're just finishing your sophomore year, so I'm hoping you and I get to talk again if that'd be okay with you.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for this interview.
Hey, my pleasure. You have yourself a great rest of your day, okay?
Okay, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Claire Guthmiller of Bon Home, running in the 1600 and the 3200 and the 4x8. And that was just a fun interview, scuba certified. I think that's darn cool. All right, we'll be back with more. And if you would like to be a sponsor of our Cavalier Conversations, if you love Bon Home Athletics, I'm going to maintain these. I'm going to try to interview some baseball and softball throughout the summer athletes that are doing some stuff and hitting it again next year. If you'd like to be a sponsor of these conversations, I'd love to talk with you. Just give me a call at 605-661-5858. We'll be back with more on At the Mic on Fox Sports Radio.